Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Basilia for 5 Foot Nomad, and in this channel I share content about my experiences living around the world as a digital nomad, and I share tips and things to help you make the right decision with regards to traveling, relocating, and living an awesome life in general. So guys, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my experience living in Podgorica in Montenegro. Okay, if you are thinking of moving to Montenegro and you're wondering, okay, where should I live? Should I live in the capital city of Podgorica, or should I live on the coast of Kotor, Budva, Tivat, and things like that? This video will help you see if Podgorica is the place for you. So before we dive into the video, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, share with your friends, tap that notification button so you get notified when I make new videos. Let's dive right in, guys. So I moved to Podgorica in June 2021. Okay, the way I moved to Montenegro was I came here on vacation and I just never left, right? I've been here since June 2021. This is 2023. This year will make it 2 years. I've been a residency here. And I have to say, it's been amazing so far because before I moved here, I lived in so many different countries. I lived in Israel for 13 months. I lived in Cape Verde for 9 months. I lived in Barbados for 1 month. I lived in Nigeria for most of my life. And then out of all these countries, I decided I have to live here. So why did I choose Podgorica? I actually moved here directly from Israel. So what is it like living in Podgorica, guys? Living in Podgorica is like living in a big park, okay? At least from where I live, okay? I live downtown Podgorica, and it's like living in a big park. There's lots of trees, there's a river in front of my building, there's mountain views. It's like living around nature. It's like in the thick of summer, like right now, if you're walking down the streets, all you hear are crickets all the time. It's like, how movies have a theme song in the background to give it a vibe? Yeah, the theme of walking around Podgorica in summer is crickets, in the background, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, before I get sidetracked, yes, living in Podgorica is pretty straightforward. And I chose here because it's the capital city. I mean, most of the population of Montenegro live here, right? And yes, a lot of foreigners, they like to live on the coast because they want the seaside life and all of those things. But you have to bear in mind that there's less people living there, and most of the people who live on the seaside are expats, prices are higher, there's less availability of things really, and especially with regards to medical care and things like that. So I chose Podgorica because it has a lot in terms of quality of life, in terms of, medical care, access to resources, access to retail and shopping. Most of everything is in Podgorica, so that's why I chose to live here. Yes, you could say, oh, you're missing out on the sea views and things, but think about it. Even people who live on the sea sometimes don't even take advantage of that, because if you live in a place with something, you get so used to it that you don't even appreciate it anymore, right? So yeah, that's why I chose to live here, because it has a lot to offer me based on the lifestyle I want. So what is it like living in Podgorica? Living in Podgorica is pretty chill, right? It's pretty straightforward in terms of, it's a small city. There's shops, there's restaurants, there's everything that a small city would have. I feel like the thing that I appreciate the most about living in Podgorica are the parks, okay? There are so many parks in Podgorica. Like, just from where I live, there's the biggest park behind me, Gorica Park. Then there's Njegoshev Park down the road. There's another park just there. Like, it's so amazing, and there's trees all over, and there's river view from where I live and mountain view, and the nature here is really good. Yes, it's not like seeing the sea and going on boats in the sea, no, but nature-wise, it's really comfortable. With regards to cost of living, in terms of, rent, my previous apartment was like a luxury 2-bedroom apartment, and it cost 500 euros, and you can even get cheaper than that. So rent is pretty affordable, depending on what you want, of course. You can have a 1-bedroom in, let's say, Zagorich for 250. It's okay, and cost of food, it's affordable. It's definitely cheaper than being on the coast. Because of the foreigners, the prices tend to be a bit higher on the coastal areas of Montenegro, right? And yes, some might argue, oh, there's not a lot to do here in the city. Yeah, but it's a small city, right? Of course, you can go to bars, you can go to restaurants based on lifestyle, right? And you can go to bars, you can go for art and painting, you can go for theater shows and things like that. But of course, anything live would involve the language, not really English. So that's a downside to that, right? Like if you go to theater shows and things, so you can go to the museum, and there's a few things that you can do. Of course, if you're not someone who's into the nightlife in terms of going to clubs and bars, then during the day you might struggle for places to go to. But it's all about thinking about the kind of lifestyle that you have and thinking about, okay, how do I want to spend my time, and sort of going with that, right? Things are different in Podgorica based on the seasons, okay? I'm gonna start with, let's say, winter, okay? In winter, Podgorica is not as cold as the rest of the country, so everyone from around the country comes to Podgorica. So in winter, Podgorica is full with a lot of people. Like, people are everywhere, a lot of cars and everything, because everyone's coming to where it's warmest in the country, right? And so in winter, it's full, there are a lot of outings, right? And then moving to spring is also really full. And I feel like personally, spring is the best time to visit Podgorica because the weather is amazing, everything's coming alive, you live in the cooler months, and things are really nice here. Personally, the worst time to be in Podgorica, it's in summer, and that's reflected in how many people are here, because in summer Podgorica is empty. Like, everyone runs away to the coast because they want to go to the beaches, or they go to Colashin or Jaboliac because they want to go to the colder places, because Podgorica in summer is called the frying pan, okay? Because it's super hot. It can get as hot as 40 degrees. Some, like, if you want to go out, you better go out in the early morning or late evening, otherwise it's way too hot to be outside. So summer in Podgorica, it's not the best. It's very similar to Dubai weather, really, which is pretty crazy, right? Because we're in Europe, but yeah, it gets really hot. And summer is not the best time. Yes, there are a few people, but there's also less people in Podgorica, then less cars, the streets are mostly empty and all of these things. So I like living in Podgorica. I feel like Podgorica is also family friendly because there's all these parks, there's the big mall. There's also only one huge mall in Podgorica. The big mall it used to be Delta Mall, but now it's a big fashion mall because the Israelis bought it. And there used to be another mall, which Mall of Montenegro, but it's an old mall. But basically in the city, there's only one big mall, right? And I feel like if you have any questions about what it's like living in Podgorica, specific questions, you can ask me in the comments and I can make another video answering your questions. That's if you feel like I didn't touch up on certain topics. But basically, living here is awesome. I love living here. It affords me the kind of family life that I want. Everything's pretty chill. Yes, in the winter months, there's a lot of traffic because everyone's here. But in summer, the roads are free. Cost of living is affordable. Bills are affordable in terms of if you're conservative in things, you can spend max 100 euros on bills depending on your situation. Basically, the quality of life here is pretty high. And I like that there's a lot of nature in the city. It's not just a concrete jungle, right? It's like nature everywhere you go. And I really love that about the city. And I love living here because no one comes to disturb your life. You do your thing. Nobody's disturbing you, basically. So did you find this video useful? Have I just blabbered it on and on and on? If you have any specific questions about living here, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. So we've come to the end of the video, guys. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to like. If you have specific questions, ask me. Don't forget to comment. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. And until next time, bye.